Hi guys, welcome into lesson 17, problem number 2. You should have your module book out in front of you with a pencil and an eraser. We're looking at problem number 2. In the previous problems, you've been asked to draw parallelograms. Now you're going to use those parallelograms to answer the question in problem 2. It's going to tell you that you need a protractor. You don't need one. You can use this one that I've provided here to estimate the size of your angles. What they want you to do in order to satisfy this problem is to take the parallelograms that you drew and measure their angles. Well, at least two of the problems ask you to draw parallelograms with right angles. So you needed to have drawn in those examples squares and rectangles. So here's an example of a square. And if we label its sides, which we're asked to do, if we measured it with this protractor tool, we would see that these angles right here are in fact 90 degrees. This angle is 90 degrees, this corner angle is 90 degrees. They're all 90 degrees because a square has equal sides. And we will satisfy the requirements of this problem by labeling them. Here's a 90-degree angle, and here's a 90-degree angle. It specifically says, use a crayon to circle pairs of angles inside of the parallelogram whose sum is equal to 180 degrees. That is a distinct attribute of a parallelogram. That's something you always find in parallelograms. The two opposite sides, when you add them together, equal 180 degrees. So in a square and a rectangle, that's really easy to find. This side is 90 degrees, and this side is 90 degrees. That equals 180 degrees. So it is a parallelogram. And we can even label that right now. Let's go ahead and do that. This is 90 degrees. And this is 90 degrees. And together, they sum to 180. But what if you're asked to draw, like you are in the third box above this, parallelograms with no equal sides? So it can't be a square and it can't be a rectangle. What I'm going to encourage you to do, and what I'm going to do, is take two numbers that when I sum them together equal 180. And you can even simplify it and say, well, what two numbers when I sum together equal 18? So 9 and 9 equal 18, but we've already come up with that. What are two other numbers that when we sum them together equal 18 or 180? Yes, 10 and 8 or 180 will equal 180. Also, 7 and 11, that would be 110 and 70. So if you're going to try to draw that, and you'll have to excuse my drawing, and these tools aren't exactly very precise, but you're going to draw your angle just like this. That's a big angle. That's certainly wider than 90. That's somewhere around 110. And then you're going to draw the opposite angle, and then you're just going to show these sides connecting to one another. Okay, and they're going to come into an angle that's smaller than 90 degrees. It's starting to look like a kite, which is a shape in geometry, a kite. Okay, that's not as precise as I would want it to be if I had a better drawing tool, but you can see that this angle right here and this angle right here are opposite angles, and they're the same. Let's call those 110. And then the angle that is paired with it right here, this angle, since this is 110, this angle must be 70 because it has to equal 180 degrees. And there you have it.